Santos gets green light for $5.6 billion gas project.
Great. How good's that? Surely that's going to bring down the cost of gas.
Let me ask you some questions, Santos. What do you think their tax rate has been the last 5 years?
0.
Correct. Point to you.
Thank
Point
you.
to Punter Jones. 38 billion income. I'm just reminding the punters why this is a big
that,
scam.
yep.
38 billion income, zero in company tax between 2015 and 2023.
Wowee.
Listen, if your company can't pay any tax on this, piss off.
Yeah.
And so, obviously, Santos, they get their gas most of it free. They export it, making absolute billions. So this project, the Barossa project that just got approved, is up in the north of the Northern Territory.
Okay.
Now, pop quiz, Northern Territory and offshore gas. What does that mean for the gas that's drilled?
Oh, they don't pay any PRRT on
He's
it.
got it.
Yep.
It falls under the PRT, which is a scam. Doesn't give us any sort of money.
Yep.
And once again, the gas from this project, guess where it's going?
Japan or the US?
Offshore, correct. That's 3 points to you, Punter James. You have been paying attention. So that's one news story. How does it make you feel?
Bored? Well, a little outraged, yeah.
I'll
but
take- yeah.
Is it as entertaining as a shark bite? No.
No, but more important. Except for that.
Not for that guy.
Not for that guy. Fair enough. For that guy in that community, very bad.
Okay, what else have you got?
Okay, gas plant shows up 5Ks off the coast of the Great Ocean Road, the 12 Apostles.
Okay, well, my first response to that is I don't like it, but I like it better than it being 5Ks off the coast of Newcastle.
Yeah, but Great Ocean Road,
It is
12 Apostles,
prime territory.
iconic, right?
Oh yeah,
Prime
you can
territory.
actually. I've seen something on that before because I'm an informed punter, and you can see it from the Great Ocean Road. So you can look out on the horizon and see it, which I don't like at all. No, thank you.
You can in fact see it. So really, here's the kicker for this story.
Yeah, 14 apostles.
Hey, now there's marketing.
Yeah,
Bring
yeah,
one
that's
back.
right, Yeah,
Put a little rock facade on the front.
that's not
Yeah,
bad.
we're talking. U.S. Oil and Gas Corporation, ConocoPhillips.
Oh, great.
Cool. So US, awesome. 2/3 of Australia's East Coast gas is exported. So this one, they're going to say that it's for onshore gas, which that gas may be, but all that does is when you take that gas for onshore, you free up other gas to go offshore.
Okay.
So it's a bit of a bait and switch kind of BS sort of thing.
Yep.
We can say it's a state-based project, which means rather than sweet FA royalties, there's
Oh, they actually pay to the state.
a teeny tiny bit of royalties.
Yeah.
So once again, still piss weak.
Yep.
It's like 10%, but after costs and all this sort of stuff. Still a joke.
Yeah.
And the thing that really got me, it's near a marine park, right? So in certain areas of the Great Ocean, you can't go fishing. I'm making an Instagram reel on it at the moment.
Okay.
And it's just, this is classic Australia. Oh, you can't fish. That would damage the marine environment.
But you know what
But
you
just
can do?
outside the exclusion zone. Guess what gas does when it leaks? Doesn't stay where it is. So anyway, that's another story. How are you feeling about that one?
Yeah, all you talked about is gas. Oh,
Yeah, right. It's on brand for me.
Yeah, you're right. What else have you got?
I got one you might like. Energy Australia caught greenwashing. This is the good news this week.
Yeah, Energy Australia, I think we've said before in a previous early on episode, it's not actually owned by Australians, is it?
Extra point to you. That's 4 points today, James. Energy Australia, not an Australian company. It gets even worse than that. They got caught greenwashing. That's the good news. So what's greenwashing?
Essentially, it's saying that you're doing good things for the environment, but you're not really doing good things for the
5
environment.
points to James. Damn, you're very good.
Thanks for the patronising. You are very good.
No, I am genuinely impressed. For someone who watches news.com.au. Energy Australia caught charging punters extra to pretend they're green while continuing to pollute. They told 400,000 customers that they were going green and going neutral by buying carbon offsets, which turns out, big scam. They're buying these offsets that don't really reduce pollution, blah, blah, blah. But the real kicker of Energy Australia that we want to get around is, once again, how much tax do you think they pay?
But I don't know. Let's go with 0.
Yep, you would be correct with 0.
Okay.
4 years, 30 billion in income.
Wow.
So not nothing.
No, that's not nothing.
0 in taxes. Privatized, like you said, goes through the Caribbean as a tax haven. Thanks to Michael West journalism right here following the money.
It's a great spot to put your money through.
To Hong Kong, ends up with China Lights and Powers controlled by a London billionaire. I did an Instagram reel on this.
Perfect. Yeah.
So that's awesome. That's a news story so there's some good news in that. At least they're getting dragged through the courts a little bit for some misleading claims there. Because, F them.
Yeah.
Energy Australia.
So you've brought 2 gas stories and an Energy Australia story.
I got another one.
Yeah. What?
Another. This is a good news one.
Okay.
Kind of.
Cool.
Kind of.
Like, as with any news broadcast, we like wrapping up on a positive.
New South Wales Auditor General reveals Northern Beaches Hospital failures. So, sounds boring. I know you can see you're bored.
What's positive about this?
Okay, so the positive is in their failures. 10 years ago, the New South Wales government gave a $1.2 billion hospital to a private company called HealthScope on a $1 a year lease.
Oh, that's generous.
Sounds like a scam.
I'll take
you think
it.
like $1, that's a technicality amount of money.
Yeah.
HealthScope, on trend, owned by tax haven in the Caymans.
Oh, great.
Right, so this is a very common thing. They privatize it to these serious shell companies and bludgers. The Auditor General just did a report on what happened over like the last 10 years.
Yeah.
They discovered it charges twice as much per bed as a normal public hospital. So privatization, not cheaper. Got caught fudging emergency wait time numbers to hit quotas.
Right.
Because they want to be out by a certain time, so they just kind of rejig certain things.
You just rejigging
Massage the numbers.
Slash fund from one to another.
Exactly.
That's just changing a line item. Who cares?
On the record, hospital has been complaining that there are too many sick people. They were like filing complaints to the government. Too many sick people. I would make money.
That's ridiculous.
They sent 9 legal threats to the government because they kind of like did the contract, trying to get more money out of the government. Being like threatening them legally.
Our $1 we pay every year is too much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cut cornings on staffing and safety, worse outcomes for patients, including more infections and more injuries. Now, the good news is, now this report's come out, it's coming public, it's not doing so well.
The government's going to bail them out.
Yes. Well, not official. It's now looking like everyone's demanding. Everyone's calling. They're calling for it. You guys are bludgers, blah, blah, blah.
Put the hospital back in the hands of the public, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, turns out, profit motive and health outcomes. Saving people's lives is expensive, James.
But do you know there's a lot of sick people?
What if we
too many?
Man, the financial incentive of, I don't know, letting him die is quite strong for our Cayman Islands offshore account.
Oh my goodness, it's just ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah, but the good news is there's calls to bring it back. The bad news is we'll probably end up bailing them out. All that money that we've lost through the Caymans, that's gone. Gives a goodbye. Yeah. But the best time to rectify a mistake was before it happened, but that we'll take now. Which brings me to the business story. I just want to get a bit ranty